Welcome to day 53. Today, we're diving into two powerful chapters from Leviticus, chapters 26 and 27. These chapters cover the promises of blessings for obedience and the consequences of disobedience, as well as the laws of consecration. There's a lot to unpack, but I think it'll be a fascinating discussion.
Absolutely. It's one of those sections of the Bible where we see both a beautiful vision for the future and some pretty intense warnings. Chapter 26 starts with God laying down the laws about idols, the importance of keeping the Sabbaths, and maintaining reverence for His sanctuary. It's all about the covenant and the blessings that come with obedience.
Right, the chapter begins with God reminding the Israelites not to worship idols. The command is clear: no carved images, no pillars, nothing that could take God's place. It really emphasizes the need for spiritual purity and loyalty to God. Why do you think this message of avoiding idols is so central here?
I think it's a reminder that anything can become an idol if we start to put it before God. Back then, idols were often physical representations of other gods, but today, it might be anything that distracts us or pulls us away from focusing on God. It's about aligning priorities, right?
Exactly. And then the chapter continues with God promising blessings if they obey. He says He'll send rain, make the land fertile, and protect them from their enemies. It's like a divine guarantee of prosperity and peace. But then there's a shift in tone, isn't there?
Yes, absolutely. The promises of blessings turn into warnings of curses for disobedience. If the Israelites reject God's commandments, things get pretty dire. Terror, disease, and even famine. The land will not yield its crops, and they'll be defeated by their enemies. It's intense, but it's also a stark contrast that shows the high stakes of the covenant.
That's a big part of what makes Leviticus such a fascinating book. It's not just about laws, but about maintaining a relationship with God. If you keep His commandments, it's blessings all around. But reject Him, and you face the consequences. What stands out to you in these warnings?
The part where God says, 5 of you shall chase 100, and 100 of you shall chase 10,000, really jumps out at me. It shows how God's blessings can make the Israelites incredibly powerful. But when they walk away from Him, it's the exact opposite. They'll be fleeing from enemies when no one's even chasing them. It's the ultimate reversal of fortune.
And the worst part might be when God says He'll scatter them among the nations and the land will be desolate. That seems like a complete breakdown of the community, both spiritually and physically. It really emphasizes the importance of remaining faithful, doesn't it?
Definitely. There's a deep connection between spiritual faithfulness and the physical well-being of the people. It's not just about following rules. It's about maintaining a relationship with God that affects every aspect of life. That idea comes up again in chapter 27 when God talks about vows and consecrations.
Right? In chapter 27, we get into the concept of dedicating things to God, whether it's people, animals, or land. The valuations here are interesting too. There's a specific price for each person based on age and gender, and if someone can't afford it, the priest steps in to adjust the value. What's your take on this idea of consecration?
To me, consecration is a way of setting something apart for God. It's not just about the object or person itself, but about recognizing that everything we have belongs to God. Even the act of valuing something, whether it's a person or an animal, demonstrates the seriousness of dedicating it to God. There's a lot of thought put into how things should be consecrated.
Absolutely. And I think that pricing system, based on age and gender, is meant to show that every person is of value to God. No matter your age, whether you're young or old, there's a set value to you, and that shows God's equal regard for all His people. It's a powerful statement about human worth.
That's a great point. It's also fascinating that the priest is the one who determines if someone can't afford the valuation and adjusts it accordingly. It shows God's understanding of human limitations. The law doesn't just come down hard, it offers mercy, a chance for redemption and adjustment.
And speaking of redemption, there's a concept in these chapters that keeps coming up: how things can be redeemed. Whether it's an animal, a house, or even a field, there's always the possibility of redemption. What do you think about that?
Redemption is one of the core themes of the Bible, isn't it? It's all about God providing a way back. Even when something is dedicated or lost, there's always the option to redeem it. It reflects God's nature, always offering us a path to return to Him, to make things right. The idea of the fifth part added to a redemption price is interesting. It's like a symbolic gesture of return, an acknowledgement that the process of redemption is never cheap or easy.
I like how you put that. It's never cheap or easy. Redemption takes effort and it requires a price. And that's true in our spiritual lives too, right? There's a cost to our reconciliation with God, but He provides a way for us to return to Him.
Exactly. And the final part of chapter 27 brings us to the tithes. Everything from the land, the fruit of the trees, to the livestock. Everything belongs to the Lord, and the tithe is a reminder of that. No one gets to keep the tithe for themselves. It's holy to the Lord.
It's a profound reminder of stewardship. We might work hard for what we have, but ultimately it all comes from God. The tithe is a way of acknowledging that and giving back to Him. Even the firstborn animals, the ones that are often the most prized, belong to God.
And it also connects to the idea that nothing we have is truly ours. We're just stewards. That's a big lesson. Everything we have, our talents, our possessions, even our time, belongs to God. The tithe is just a way of showing our acknowledgement of that.
It's a humbling thought, for sure, but also encouraging in a way because it reminds us that we're part of something bigger. There's a structure to the world that's beyond just our individual lives. I think these chapters really drive that home.
Agreed. Leviticus isn't just about rules. It's about setting a framework for living in harmony with God and with each other. The blessings, the warnings, the consecrations, and the tithes all reflect that. It's a call to live a life of devotion in every way possible.
Well, I think that wraps up our discussion for today. These chapters definitely offer a lot to think about, from the importance of obedience to the consequences of turning away. It's all about staying faithful and understanding that everything we have ultimately comes from God.
And that, at the end of the day, is the message we should carry with us. God is the source, and our response to Him in every area of life matters. Thanks for the great conversation today.
Of course. Until next time, take care and reflect on the truths we've shared today. God bless.